everybody, how are you? Today we continue our Ask a Leader series with some questions about food. Now obviously food is important for all of us, but it's been quite significant for me this week. Firstly, on Monday, I got to meet up with my sister, her husband and my niece and nephews for the first time since last summer. Now when we met up, they had made me a lovely cake because it was my birthday this week. Now here I am about to cut it in the back of my car as we had to meet up outside. Now can you see what the cake is? It's Noah's Ark with various animals but no dinosaurs. We had a question about whether there were dinosaurs on Noah's Ark a couple of weeks ago, which should still be on YouTube if you missed it. Then, on my actual birthday, my wife Helen took me out for a nice meal, but she had arranged a surprise extra guest, my other sister, who I have not seen since before the first lockdown. It was great to see her, and I enjoyed the food too. Anyway, Luke will be answering some food questions shortly, but first, here's Khadija with a craft.
Good morning everyone. This morning we'll be making a fruit salad, which is a combination of different fruits. So grab as many different types of fruits that you can at home. You'll need a chopping board, you need your fruits, you'll need a dish to put your fruits in, your fruit salad in. You'll need a knife, maybe a sharp knife, but you'll have to have a grown up around, and a juice drink. So I have a helper today. We've got Naomi, haven't I? So Naomi, you're going to start with the grapes, and we've washed all of our fruits that need washing. No, not the knife, the grapes, and you can put the grapes in there. And I've got some strawberries, so I'll cut up some strawberries. I'll be cutting up some strawberries. If you're going to use a sharp knife, make sure you have grown up around, please. Eating them all. Okay, so I'll put my strawberries in. Then would you like to do the tangerine, please?
Do I peel it?
Yes, please. And I'll do an apple.
My hands are wet.
Okay.
This is the biggest tangerine.
Careful.
in the world.
Very big, that tangerine, isn't it?
Got it. Should I break it up?
Yes, please. This is a combination of lots of different foods and fruits. We had a question this week about eating one type of food, which is okay, I guess, but I don't think we can survive on one type of food. It's nice to have
too much of everything can kill you, even fruit.
Well, I'm not sure if it can kill you, Naomi, but it's nice to have a variety.
It can make you ill.
A variety?
No, too much of something.
Maybe, I think so. I think the variety is always good.
Can I put it in?
And I like to put your fruits in. I hope everyone should have washed their hands before.
Yeah.
She'll put the peel here. And we've got some kiwi as well.
What's that?
Kiwi?
Oh!
Kiwi. Yeah.
Where's kiwi?
know you don't like this. You tasted it before and you don't really like it. And you love kiwi. Yummy. So let's put some kiwi.
Oh, that's
And then you want to try some again then? Because you don't usually like kiwi, so you want to try? You want to try a bit? I'll show you one more.
There's lots of seeds in it.
Yes, it's okay.
That's
And
why kiwi has a lot.
yes. Okay. So we can put our spoon underneath.
Mmm! Kiwi
Yes.
is nice.
Very yummy. Okay.
Never do.
So to make it a little bit juicy, well not so dry, you can add a little bit of fruit juice. You okay opening that?
Yeah. But
Okay. You shake it. We didn't shake it before. Okay. So just pour a little bit. Oh, that's not little. Yeah, it's this about enough. It's a very big basket of juice. And you can mix it. You mix it from underneath. So, whoops. We have some fruit salad. So that's a combination of lots of different foods and fruits. Have a lovely fruitful Sunday and week ahead. Bye.
Good morning, welcome to Roadrunners. Today we're looking at 3 food related questions. The first one being, can man live off one thing alone? Can we live off one piece of food alone? In Matthew 4 verses 4 it says, man cannot live off bread alone. So already the Bible's answered it for us in that way. But actually let's look a bit deeper. So if you wanted to live off one piece of food a day, you've got to realise the best diet is actually having a variety of food. Because we need different kinds of vitamins, different kinds of proteins, and all of this kind of fibres and all stuff going off. And if you look at meat, that gives us loads of protein, loads of fibre, but it doesn't give us any of the vitamins, or very few of the vitamins we need. If you look at fruit and veg, that gives us all the vitamins we need, but doesn't really give us that protein, that fibre that our body needs to produce muscles. So the short answer sounds like it'd be no. But actually, there is somebody who researched it, and they found that there is one thing that you can just about get away with eating, and you would be okay. I threw it. It's that. This is a sweet potato, but there is a man called, and I've got his name written down, Jenny Jackson in Scotland, who decided he was going to try it, and he spent a whole year living off potatoes. He mixed sweet potatoes in with normal potatoes, but he spent a whole year living off potatoes. And he survived. It wasn't the most healthiest things. He lost a lot of weight. So maybe if you want to go on a diet, you do a potato diet. But he got enough to survive just. So you can kinda, but it's not really healthy. He then went back and did some research, and he worked out that actually 3 things, there's 3 different things out there that if you had them forever, for the rest of your life, you would be fine. There's 3 things. I'm not going to say what they are. I'm going to let you see if you can find out what they are. But there's 3 things that you can survive off. So you can go down to just 3 things for the rest of your life. I don't know if we would. The reality is, the more we eat, the more we try the different fruits and tastes that we have, the healthier we are and the better our bodies are and the better we feel. So try every bit of food. If someone puts something in front of you and you never had it before, try it. You never know, it might become your new favourite. And it is best to have that kind of variety in your diet. Try anything and everything at least once, food-wise anyway. So our next question then, following on from can we eat on one thing, does God eat anything? Now this is a bit more difficult. We know that Jesus, when he was on earth, ate, but when he went to heaven, or God himself, when he's up there, does he eat? Now there's a few Bible verses for that. Numbers 28 verses 2 says, give this command to the Israelites, make sure that you present to me my food offerings as the aroma is pleasing to me. That sounds like God can smell, but not necessarily taste. There was a lot of things in the Old Testament about food offerings to God, and the aromas, the smells, the scent pleased God. So maybe we're putting God into too quick a human box, and we're saying, well, if we're made in God's image, then he's got to be like us and he's got to eat. But actually God is not like us in that way. So maybe he can taste and he can smell, but he doesn't need food or doesn't eat. He might not even have a mouth to sustain himself. So does God eat? Not really. No. We never know until we meet him, but realistically, no. But that leads really well onto our final question today. Do we eat when we get to heaven? When we get to go up and be with God, are we going to eat? Now this I found was quite an interesting one. Loads of Bible verses saying loads of different things about this. I'm going to scroll on my bit of paper down to it. One thing we can tell is in the Bible it says that in heaven food will no longer be a requirement for life. However, if you look at some of the things Jesus said, and actually look at Jesus after he'd gone on the cross after Easter and risen again, you notice that food is still part of what he's doing in his language and his actions. So on the Last Supper, he turned to his disciples and he said, I won't be eating with you again until the day I'm with you in heaven, until that moment we're together in heaven. So when we get to heaven, we're going to get to eat with Jesus. It's not a vital part, but it is something we will do. That's how I take that verse. Looking at when Jesus died and when he rose again, in Luke 24, verse 42, Jesus met with his disciples on the beach and ate fish with them. So Jesus in his resurrection body, in his body that's been through the cross and has been restored to how it will be when he's in heaven, was able to eat. So maybe when we get to heaven, food will be some of the joy that we get to experience. And you don't have to go through all the pain and the sadness and the work in food that comes along with it. There won't be people suffering to get your food. There won't be people being put into places that are not really healthy and safe so that you and I can eat food that we think we need, like chocolate or rice or whatever other foods that you might like. There probably won't be a McDonald's in heaven, but there will be food. And actually in Revelations, it talks especially about the tree of life with 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit every month. Revelations 22. That there's a tree of life that gives fruit off every month. It has 12 fruits and a different one each month. Imagine that. That's like you go to the same tree and you get an apple and a banana and a peach and a pear and everything else in between. So will there be food in heaven? Personally, I would say yes. I feel that we're going to have a banquet with God. We're going to celebrate with God. Does God eat? Doesn't sound like it. He can definitely taste and smell. Eat? Possibly not. And can we survive on one fruit or one meat? No. We can try, get away with a potato, but the potato hasn't got everything you need. So actually there's 3 items that you can have, potato is one of them, that will sustain you for the rest of your life. But the best diet is a diet which has a lot of different things in it. And actually when we get to heaven and get to see how trees and fruit were meant to be when they were originally planted in the Garden of Eden, we'll get to experience that variety and that different taste and those different things. So start now on earth, trying different things so that when you get to heaven, you'll be well excited about all the new stuff you get to try. Enjoy your food, enjoy your day, and I will see you soon. God bless.
Thanks, Luke and Khadija. If you have a question that you want a leader to tackle, then do send them to us. We had some great questions by video last week. You can do that if you want, or you can just email them in. Ask a grown-up to help you. Send them to kids@springfieldchurch.org.uk. Now, have you been to Roadrunners in the park yet? These are now happening every other week, with the next one being next Sunday, May 16th. Your parents should have had an email from Luke with details, including where, what time, and most importantly how to book, as it's important that you do book in advance. Now I'm hoping to be there next week, so maybe I'll see you there. Anyway, that's all from us. Have a great week. Bye.